continuing from the previous episode 555. Damn it. Xiao Yan was suddenly startled, flames all over his body instantly emerged, and he slowly became vigilant towards the figure in front of him. Xinya 81 Zhang Weian Wang Yu. Kai 8.1 ZS. Koem. Although the soul liquid is extremely precious and is something Xiao Yan must have now, the figure in front of him gave Xiao Yan a sense of danger of death. Therefore, Xiao Yan had to temporarily leave the soul liquid behind. The sudden figure in front of him, such a terrifying oppressive force, is probably far more powerful than snake torture. Boy, I laughed at this, but in order to prevent accidents, you still go to hell. As soon as the voice fell, the figure suddenly laughed gloomily, and then the palm turned over, the soul liquid was put away, and the other hand, the huge power of black and white suddenly waved, facing the nearby Xiao Yan, who was just a short distance away, burst out. The terrifying power of life and death, like a life-threatening enticement, shot directly at Xiao Yan. This seemingly random blow, I'm afraid that the 7-star Do Emperor can say that it was wiped out, not to mention that the strength is only Xiao Yan in the early stage of the 5-star Do Emperor. Be careful. Seeing this, the snake punishment, which was dozens of meters away from Xiao Yan, immediately burst into flames, and immediately shot at the place where Xiao Yan was. Shabu shabu. Snake punishment rushed to Xiao Yan's side in the next instant, and then on the old palm, the dazzling power of 3 colors appeared, and then blocked the power of black and white. Cough, cough. The two touched each other, and the shocking explosion spread immediately, and then the mysterious figure and the snake torture figure both burst back, but at this time, the corner of the snake torture's mouth and palms were faintly seen. A bit of blood, and Xiao Yan was still in his hand. Obviously, in this collision, snake punishment still fell behind. Thank you. Seeing this, Xiao Yan nodded slightly towards Snake Xing. You are immortal pill? When Shan Yao saw this figure, her pupils shrank slightly, obviously thinking of something. Hee, you still have eyesight. The mysterious figure is not concealing it. After all, under the absolute gap in strength, all conspiracies are useless. Even the 8-star Do Emperor's perfect snake torture and the 7-star Do Emperor's perfect Shan Yao, as for Xiao Yan, who only had a 5-star Do Emperor, were automatically filtered by the immortal rank pill. After all, a 5-star fighting emperor can be killed with just a single finger, so how could it be possible to make the immortal rank pill look right in the eye? This person is very strong. Snake Xing calmed down his inner breath a little, and then said, It's very strong. Xiao Yan also slowly agreed. Obviously, the mysterious figure just now contained terrifying power of life and death. I was extremely afraid that Xiao Yan was slightly struggling. Although it is very strong, that soul liquid must be obtained. Xiao Yan said with a sullen face. I finally came to this manor to find something that broke through my soul power. How could I give it away so easily? I'll try my best. It's okay for me to defend myself against this person, but if I want to bring the two of you, I'm afraid, and the power of life and death on this person seems to be quite wrong. Anyway, it's weird. Snake tortured his eyes on the immortal rank medicine pill, and said thoughtfully. Oh. After Xiao Yan heard the words, he calmed down and paid attention to the figure in front of him. It's really a little weird. After Xiao Yan investigated, he also found that it was just like what Snake said. Although the power on this mysterious figure is terrifying, it is extremely strange. It's time to end the game. Shanyao, come with me. I can promise you not to kill the two of them. The immortal rank elixir slowly stood up and said to Shanyao, Salvia, where did Shanling take you? Shanyao did not agree to the immortal rank pill, but asked instead. Haha, as expected of the Tian Muyu clan, the character of being fearless today is exactly the same as Yu Xuan back then. The immortal rank elixir, called Salvia by Shanyao, laughed. Come on. Shanyao snorted coldly. Don't worry, I won't kill her before I get this manor. Salvia smiled, but the smile revealed a little coldness. Humph. In the beginning, Grandpa Mu refined you so that you can protect this mansion and manor. It's good that you have become what you are now. Are you right, Grandpa Chimu? Shanyao asked with a proud forehead. Yeah, since I was refined by that old guy, why didn't he empower me? Did you know that for a 4th grade immortal level medicinal pill, having spiritual wisdom and not having spiritual wisdom are not the same level at all? If he had given me wisdom back then, I wouldn't be what I am today. But it's okay, when he just refined me out, he was entangled by something. And I just accidentally swallowed other medicinal pills in the pharmacy, and I have what I am now. Danshan's voice was a little hoarse, and walked towards Shanyao step by step, shouted angrily. But in the final analysis, you were also refined by Grandpa Mu. If Grandpa Mu knew about this, I'm afraid you would end up. Facing Danshan's pressing step by step, Shanyao did not panic, but said, "No, it's impossible. How could that old guy survive the attack of the evil clan?" Danshan said with some fear, his legs trembled, as if he would do this every time he heard the Grandpa Mu from Shanyao's mouth. What kind of sacredness is the Grandpa Mu that Shanyao speaks of? Could it be the owner of this manor? And this Shanyao and this Danshan immortal rank 4th grade medicinal pill seem to know each other? A series of questions troubled Xiao Yan. If that's the case, then you should die too. Just when Xiao Yan was thinking, he didn't know what other words Shanyao said to stimulate Danshan, and Danshan suddenly shouted angrily. With the anger of Danshan, the surface of Danshan's body actually had the scent of medicinal herbs. This scent is poisonous. The next link to moment www.novelmtl.com/Xiao Yan, who is the pinnacle of a first-grade imperial alchemist, suddenly spoke up, and then 2 high-quality detoxification pills shot at Shanyao and Snake Punishment, respectively. Go! Her! Seeing this, the 2 of them sank, took the antidote that Xiao Yan threw over, and swallowed it. After the detoxification pill entered the body, the 2 felt that their dizziness had improved. Snake torture, Shanyao, do it! The next moment, Xiao Yan also knew the current form, saying anything was useless, and immediately aura burst out, and then his eyes fixed on the salvia. At this time, within the body of Danshan, bursts of terrifying medicinal incense that could kill a person radiates out, and the strength of Danshan, according to Xiao Yan's guess, is probably at the level of a rank 1 9-star Do Emperor. You all have to die. After Danshan finished speaking, the Danshan all over his body suddenly flew towards all directions. A huge breath spreads in all directions, and every time it goes, it turns everything in this wooden hall into powder. No, let's hide first. The strength of this salvia is terrifying. Xiao Yan shook his head. As a man with a huge soul perception, he naturally knew the absolute gap between their strengths, so without sufficient confidence, Xiao Yan would not use adventurous. If I want to conquer this 4th grade immortal rank pill, I really can't help it, but I have a way for this 4th rank immortal rank prototype pill. Shanyao said suddenly, ask for tickets. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 556. What's the solution? Xiao Yan asked Shan Yao while using his huge soul force to resist the attack of Salvia Miltioriza. The strength of this salvia is as unfathomable as an abyss, even in the face of Shanyao and Snake Punishment. This salvia didn't even use half of its power, and it was so terrifying with a casual blow. If it weren't for the strong resistance of Snake Punishment, coupled with the resistance of Xiao Yan's soul power, I am afraid that Xiao Yan and the others would be defeated in a fight. However, if this is the case, the oppression it brings to Xiao Yan is also extraordinary. Have you seen that mural? That's a seal array that Grandpa Mu left at the beginning. As long as enough power is injected, this salvia can be sealed in the city. After all, this salvia is just a prototype of a 4th grade immortal rank. As long as it is not a real immortal rank medicine, it can't break free. Shan Yao thought slightly after thinking. Open your mouth. After Shan Yao finished speaking, she looked at Xiao Yan, as if she was waiting for Xiao Yan to speak. How confident are you? Xiao Yan frowned. Regarding the mural on the golden chair, Xiao Yan felt that something was wrong from the very beginning. Just imagine if this mural is useless. Where could it be placed behind this golden chair? This mural seems quite mysterious. Xiao Yan slowly stared at it for a few seconds, and immediately a dizzy feeling came. Xiao Yan had to look away. Because above the mural, there is a huge medicine cauldron, and inside the medicine cauldron, it seems that something is being imprisoned and refined. Shan Yao, don't challenge my patience. Danshan was slightly surprised to see Snake Punishment and Xiao Yan blocking his attack, and couldn't help but glance at Xiao Yan. The young man's body was covered with strange fires containing 23 colors, and he looked like a volcano. Strange. How could the power of flame on this kid make me feel terrified? Could it be that there is something else in his body that can't be achieved? Although Danshan is only a prototype of the 4th grade immortal rank, but after swallowing many of the 2nd rank and 3rd rank medicinal pills of the Emperor's pharmacy in the refining pharmacy, the spiritual wisdom and human beings are generally incomparable. 2. It doesn't matter. Let's kill it to avoid future troubles. Salvia pondered for a while, but didn't think of what secrets this Xiao Yan had, and immediately snorted. Snake punishment. Xiao Yan also knew that there was only one chance. If he failed, he would probably fall into a doom. After all, this salvia is the strength of the 9-star Do D. The strength of the 9-star Do Emperor, without the resistance of the snake punishment, to deal with Xiao Yan and Shanyao. It is no different from pinching an ant. Even if Xiao Yan vaguely feels that the soul force is quite restrained on this salvia, it is strong, but under the absolute gap in strength, this kind of restraint has undoubtedly been infinitely reduced and has always been considered negligible. I know, Snake Xing coldly agreed, but his heart was extremely heavy. Damn it. I knew earlier that I shouldn't have promised this kid for a pill. This is the powerhouse of the 9-star Do D. It's fine for me to protect myself, but to escape with the two of them would be a fool's errand, and seeing how much Xiao Yan values that soul liquid, it's something he must get. His grandmother, how come this king has encountered this kind of thing all these days? Snake Xing thought to the end, and couldn't help but scolded. It doesn't matter, since it's all decided, then this king is going to accompany you to go crazy. After the snake's sentence was finished, the aura of the whole body suddenly changed, and then it turned into a mini snake several meters long. On the little snake, the 3 heads are very conspicuous, but the 3 water snakes at this time, because the 2 of Shanyao were separated by Xiao Yan, so only the snake in the middle of the 3 water snakes has power and consciousness. Next to snake punishment, it was all bleak. A 3-headed water snake. Interesting. As soon as Salvia finished speaking, she laughed strangely. Salvia also knows a lot about the 3-headed water spirit snake. This ancient alien beast can be quite powerful. Once the real cultivation reaches its peak, I am afraid he is not a little Lu Xingdudi who can compare to you. Chi Cheng Chi. The speed of the 3-headed water spirit snake was not slow at all, and in an instant, it came to the front of Salvia, and then the ferocious snake head carried an overwhelming terrifying aura, and a mouthful of 3-colored venom spewed out at the Salvia. It's too much, Danshan said with disdain. After speaking, he snorted coldly, and an invisible wave instantly spread out from under his feet. Bang! The invisible coercion instantly collided with the hideous head of the 3-headed water spirit snake. The next moment, snake punishment suddenly spewed out a mouthful of blood, and then the snake's eyes shrank tightly, staring at Salvia. It happens that there is still a lack of amount. If you submit to me, you will naturally benefit from you, otherwise, death. Danshan said arrogantly, but he didn't care about the perfect strength of the 8-star fighting emperor. While snake punishment and Danshan were entangled, Xiao Yan and Shanyao were not idle either. Both of them knew how precious this time was. They moved slightly and came to the golden chair in a blink of an eye, where the mural appeared. In front of the two. How do you use this thing? Xiao Yan looked at Shan Yao with doubts, because in Xiao Yan's perception, this mural was just a mural, and even with a huge soul force, it couldn't extract any strangeness at all. I have a way. Shanyao came to the mural, raised her jade finger, rubbed it gently against the mural, and then said, "It's too late, hurry up." Seeing this, Xiao Yan saw that in the battle on the other side, the snake punishment was getting worse and worse, and he was constantly being attacked by Salvia Miltioriza. It won't be long before the snake punishment will be completely defeated, and then wait for them. Yes, terror is beyond redemption. Shanyao said softly, and immediately within her body, Do Qi burst out, following the jade fingers, continuously pouring into the mural. With the injection of Shanyao's fighting spirit, the mural is also slowly changing. At the beginning, the mural linked to www.novelmtl.com was just a medicine cauldron, but with the injection of Shanyao's fighting spirit, the medicine cauldron in this mural actually faintly gave birth to a lot of flames. The power of flame is extremely terrifying, like a trapped beast trapping a certain power in the medicine cauldron. Brother Xiao Yan, that's all right, as long as you bring that salvia to the range of the wooden chair formation. Shan Yaobei moved her lips slightly, and she continued to inject strength, which was quite a consumption to her. Okay, Xiao Yan agreed instantly, and then he moved to Snake Xing's side. Let's go. Xiao Yan came to Snake Tsing's side, didn't say much, just twisted his figure and left facing the wooden chairs. Boy, I said today that you must die. Xinya 81 Zhang Huiyan Wang U, Kai 8, approximately 1 ZS, Co M, ha ha ha. Go to *** with remorse. Salvia said with a grim smile, her face was extremely arrogant, and she didn't even notice the mural on Shanyao's finger. The next moment, a huge force of life and death burst out from Danshan, and then Danshan moved and roared towards Xiao Yan and the others. That breath, like a raptor crossing the river, is unstoppable. Damn, it's hit. But just when Danshan felt that his strongest blow had killed the snake torturers, his body had just stepped into the range of the wooden house chair formation, and a terror born from the heart was suddenly born in the body of Danshan come out. Ask for tickets. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 557. Damn it. What is this? Danshan was in a hurry. I was too arrogant just now, and I didn't take this Shanyao seriously, but this Shanyao is the little princess of the Tianmuyu clan after all, because of the mysterious relationship with the Mad Wood Immortal Master, so I don't care about this manner. Very familiar. How could you ignore such an important thing? Danshan cursed inwardly. Okay. Although Shanyao didn't know how this salvia came here so easily, she was overjoyed, and then she suddenly let out a loud red light, and the bright red light suddenly rushed towards the salvia. Oh, Sage Master Crazy Wood. The bright red light just enveloped the salvia, and the salvia roared as if it had lost all its power. A crazy thought emerged in Danshan's heart. Damn it. Want to take me again? Even if I die this time, I won't fall for your tricks again. Salvia was shackled by fiery red aura, unable to struggle at all, and immediately said angrily, "Take it." At this time, as Dan participated in the fight against the fiery red fighting chi, Shanyao's forehead slightly showed a lot of sweat. Not one level. After Shanyao finished speaking, the medicine cauldron on the mural seemed to have noticed that the salvia was struggling, trying to get rid of the restraint, and an even bigger aura suddenly emerged, and then suddenly hit the salvia. Do not want. Master, I was wrong. No. Salvia's hoarse voice shocked everyone present. Tisk tisk. I'm afraid this medicine cauldron is not of extraordinary quality. Xiao Yan said solemnly, obviously this medicine cauldron is just like a clone. It is the salvia that suppressed this powerful as a 9-star fighting emperor. I am afraid this medicine cauldron is extremely terrifying. Boom boom boom. The dazzling fiery red fighting spirit poured out from the fresco towards the Danshan, and then circles of Danshan appeared on the surface of Danshan, but the Danshan only made Xiao Yan feel relaxed and happy, not at all. There is no danger. Peefed. The next moment, under the suppression of the fiery red grudge, the body of the salvia shrank instantly, and then suddenly strung against the mural. Boom boom boom. In a few breaths, the salvia was melted into the mural. At this moment, in the empty mural medicine cauldron behind the golden chair, a medicine pill the size of a longan and a perfect blend of black and white was flowing slowly. What kind of medicine pill is this? Xiao Yan stared at the medicine pill, but his soul was shocked. This is impressively the power of a 4th-grade immortal level medicinal pill. This thing is still a semi-finished product. I'm still giving it to you. The next moment, Shan Yayu gently touched the mural with her hand, and then the black and white medicine pill the size of a longan appeared in Shanyao's hand. Okay. Xiao Yan said without hesitation, after all, this 4th-grade immortal rank medicinal pill at this time was only a prototype, but it was also a genuine 4th-grade immortal rank medicinal pill. Immortal rank 4th-grade medicinal pills. I'm afraid that the strong immortals are quite jealous, not to mention the mere Do-Di. Moreover, Xiao Yan also knew that the 4th-grade immortal rank prototype elixir had already given birth to spiritual wisdom. At this time, the elixir had already been destroyed. As long as Xiao Yan's strength reached, then this prototype elixir could be used. The medicine becomes a real 4th-grade immortal medicine pill. Tisk tisk. This girl really got up. Immortal pills at the 4th-grade immortal rank. This is. Snake punishment was rather heart-wrenching, but it didn't show it. After all, this salvia relied on Shanyao from beginning to end, so for the allocation of Shanyao, no problem at all. What? Where's the soul liquid? The next moment, Xiao Yan suddenly remembered something and asked with a gloomy face. Xinya 81 Zhang Huiyan Wang U. Chi 8.1 ZS. Koem. This soul liquid is the key to Xiaoyan's breakthrough to the Emperor's mortal soul power. If it is gone, Xiaoyan's plan will undoubtedly be in vain. Here, just as Xiaoyan was looking around, the original beautiful box slowly appeared in Shanyao's hands. Soul liquid. Xiaoyan felt relieved when he saw this. Hee, if you care too much, it's messed up. After all, this soul liquid was condensed by the alchemist's whole life. If it is damaged so easily, then it can't be called soul liquid. Long Yi said with a smile. Hearing this, Xiaoyan rolled his eyes helplessly. Take this medicinal pill and soul liquid. This medicinal pill is at the 4th rank of the immortal rank, and it is useless to give it to others, and the soul liquid is only useful to the alchemist. The two of us are useless. Also, the conch has now recognized me as the master, so I think it's a little compensation for brother Xiaoyan. Shan Yao held the conch in her hand, and gentle forces continued to pass through her body. Yes, Xiaoyan agreed softly, and then reached out to collect the two things. Is this the prototype of a 4th-grade immortal level medicinal pill? It is said that the immortal rank medicinal pills have long been beyond the scope of medicinal pills. I never thought that I would be lucky enough to see them today. Snake Punishment on the side had already returned to his human form, facing the one on Xiaoyan's palm. An extremely terrifying elixir came out. And this soul fluid. The pharmacist's soul power is so powerful that he can directly use his soul to kill an enemy with one blow. Snake Punishment said again, let's go find Sister Shanling first. Shanyao finished speaking and left the wooden hall first. Alright, there shouldn't be anything in this manner. But I don't know why, just now that Sheng Yan said that if you want Sheng Yan, then go to this desert mountain range and make me feel uneasy. Xiao Yan slowly put away the two things, and then followed directly. A few people turned around a lot of link to ramps www.novelmtl.com and finally stepped into the entrance of the backyard. Backyard. Two big characters with dragons and phoenixes outlined by fine wood. Is Shanling in this backyard? Snake said worriedly. Yep, I have some connections with this manor, so I can clearly feel her position. I believe she is not otherwise. Shanyao said slightly. Is the snake spirit Shanling? Snake Jade. Shanshan. Shanyao Shanling. This, Xiao Yan thought slowly as he walked. Knowing this time, Xiao Yan already knew that the Tianmuyu clan should have a deep relationship with the owner of this mansion, and that Shanling is probably the daughter of this manor. If this is the case, then this matter is not good. Xiao Yan stared at Shan Yao, who was walking constantly, and suddenly a bad premonition came into his heart. This is a place invaded by evil tribes from outside the realm. If this Shanling's father is really the owner of this manor, I am afraid that the two of them will meet each other. It doesn't matter, let's find Shanling first. Xiao Yan shook his head, trying his best not to think about these things. Shanyao, are there any terrifying creatures in this manor? Xiao Yan asked along the way, looking at the layout and the lake under the isle. No, just that big guy just now, Shanyao said. Ask for tickets. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 558. In the backyard at this time, the aisles are all made of high-quality wood, and there are many exquisite decorations on both sides of the aisle, such as some flowers, plants, birds and beasts. The owner of this mansion really enjoys it. Xiao Yan couldn't help but say in shock. Xiao Yan's group of three slowly walked from the front yard to the backyard. It didn't take long for Shanyao to talk about it. It's here. It's here. After Shanyao finished speaking, she ran happily, and then pushed open the closed wooden door. At the same time, a rather pleasant voice spoke to the figure inside the wooden door. Sister Shanling. I already remembered. You were my sister Shanling. Shanling. At this time, the wooden door was opened, and Shanling's figure appeared in front of everyone. Shanling spoke slowly and feebly, and there was a bit of sadness in her voice. Sister Shanling, what's the matter with you? Shanyao seemed rather puzzled why Shanling had a somber face, and immediately asked with a slow smile. It's fine. In order not to worry Xiao Yan and the others, Shanling tried her best to squeeze a smile from her lips, but this smile was too fake, and Xiao Yan saw through it at a glance. Oh, Shanling, why are you suffering? Seeing this, Snake Punishment couldn't help but agree in his heart, and his voice was full of love. Why? I don't know how powerful Immortal Master Madwood is, but a person who actually allows his wife to be killed and his daughter to wander, how can I call him father for such a person? Sure enough, he is a good mad wood immortal master. Shan Ling said emotionally, and after speaking, she threw a letter in her hand at Xiao Yan. It turns out that when Salvia left here just now, I don't know if I forgot to put the secret letter away or if I wanted to show it to Shan Ling on purpose. When Xiao Yan heard the words, his brows furrowed tightly, and then he reached out and took the letter. Snake Punishment looked at Xiao Yan in confusion. As for Shanyao, she seemed to have some guesses in her heart. She was slowly shaking her head at Shan Ling, who was beside her, trying to please her and make her feel better. As soon as I received this letter, a shady feeling struck instantly, as if it had fallen into an abyss. The content of the letter is not much, about a few hundred words, but when Xiao Yan started to read it, his heart was overwhelmed. This seed is called Crazy Mu Shanlin, a 4th-grade pharmacist of the immortal rank at the peak of the Dou Emperor, who got a holy flame by chance. The holy flame is the lifelong dream of all pharmacists. As long as one can obtain one, it will not only greatly improve their refining skills, but also increase their combat power by geometric multiples. Before I got the holy flame, I was still a person with a happy family, but after I got the holy flame, I was targeted by the aliens. I'm staring at a group of extraterritorial evil races called Gore Fiends. They live on blood and are extremely ferocious. After I obtained the holy flame, my strength skyrocketed and broke through the Dou Xian. At that time, I was the king of this land. Relating to the safety of this land, I had to stand up. It happened that when my daughter was born, I named her Shanling, and the little princess of the Tianmuyu clan was also named Shanling. Yao, Shanyao Shanling, the two of them will spend their lives slowly. On the day of childbirth, it was the time when the Gore Fiends were attacking, and I was already weak just by resisting the Gore Fiends. Mother, finally, when fighting against the Gore Fiends, due to negligence, I made a fatal mistake, causing your mother to die on the battlefield. At that time, I was exhausted, so I had to escape with you at your mother's strong request, but your mother also. It wasn't until then that I realized the terrifyingness of this alien race. After that time, I swore that I would destroy this Gore Fiend. So after I settle you down, I will do my best to fight the Gore Fiends, and finally, at the cost of my life, I will suppress the Gore Fiends at the top of this desert mountain range. Shanling, I know I'm sorry for you, but I still want to hear you call me Dad. The letter is over here. When Xiao Yan saw this, he was finally relieved why Shan Ling was so excited, but something was wrong in his heart. The content of this letter seemed to be quite wrong, and it always felt strange. Shan Ling lived in that lake since she was a child. If it wasn't for the snake torture that accidentally triggered the two of them, I'm afraid the two of them would still be at the bottom of that lake. Shan Ling, you can't blame him for this matter, after all, the evil race from outside the realm. Xiao Yan wanted to say something, but seeing the look in Shan Ling's pupils, he immediately closed his mouth. But how could he give up my mother and run away with me? That's my mother, and it was just the day of giving birth. Shan Ling said stubbornly, tears already brewing in her pupils. Alas! Xiao Yan sighed slowly. Xiao Yan also shook his head at the actions of the Mad Wood Immortal Master. Although there are few fights with the Foreign Evil Clan, Xiao Yan has always been aware that the strength of the Foreign Evil Clan is extremely terrifying. The strength of the Crazy Wood Immortal Master fighting Immortal, plus the power of Holy Flame, can only be defeated. Running away is enough to see that this Gore Fiend is extraordinary. Xinya 81 Zhang Weian Wang U. Kai 8.1 ZS, Coem. The first person I saw when I opened my eyes was Big Brother Snake Punishment. I haven't seen my father and mother from beginning to end. I've always been looking forward to the day I met them. They don't have to be unparalleled heroes, just ordinary people, but... Shan Ling kept saying, Buzz. When Shanling opened her mouth, she didn't notice Shanyao next to her. Little did she know that Shanyao's situation was undoubtedly even more miserable than Shanling. Because Shanyao has always been sealed by the Tianmuyu link to clan www.novelmtl.com. If Xiao Yan was not entrusted by Yuxuan this time and appeared with the conch, the token of the Tianmuyu clan, I am afraid this Shanyao would still continue to sleep. Sister Shanling, we won't cry anymore. Uncle must have his reasons for doing this. He will definitely not abandon you. Shanyao said, Shan Ling, you have to remember that no matter when, your father will never abandon you. Your father is the hero who saved a land. Snake said comfortingly, Hey, The handwriting on this letter seems to have been altered? At the next moment, Xiao Yan originally wanted to use his soul power to investigate once to see if there was anything else on the envelope. After all, Immortal Master Madwood was also a pharmacist. I don't know if I don't see it, but I'm startled when I see it. Xiao Yan's soul power was surprised to find that the handwriting on your letter has been altered. Although the traces of the changes were extremely vague, as if they were written by Immortal Master Madwood himself, Xiao Yan still allowed Xiao Yan to find out the slightest difference. He. I thought it should be the effect of salvia, so. The content of this letter is not necessarily true or false. At least I can't believe it all, and I can't believe it all. Xiao Yan smiled slowly. I'm going to the top of the desert mountain range. In the next moment, Shanling seemed to muster up her courage. When I finish absorbing the soul liquid, I'll go with you. Xiao Yan said when she saw that Shanling's mood was slightly better. Ask for tickets. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 559. I'll go too, Shanyao said eagerly. The old man is also going, just in time to help you. Snake Xing also laughed. Well, thank you Big Brother Snake Punishment. Shanling's heart warmed when she heard the words. Since that letter has been changed, Shanling also needs to go to the top of the desert mountain range to have a look. You guys rest for a while, I'll start after absorbing the soul fluid. Xiao Yan was overjoyed when he saw several people quiet down. The reason for absorbing this soul liquid is to take the lead in breaking through the Emperor Realm mortal level. After all, Xiao Yan also knew that the topmost layer of this desert mountain range would definitely be extremely dangerous, so breaking through the Emperor Realm mortal rank soul power was imminent. Okay. Shanyao and the others seemed to know the difficulty of this trip and responded as they went. Come here, this is a secret room. The next moment, Shanling seemed to be in a much better mood, and then gently turned a certain ink cartridge in her hand. Crack! A very shocking scene suddenly appeared in a very inconspicuous place in the house. I saw that the originally closed floor opened directly, and then slowly revealed a road. In the passage, a faint flame of fire spread from below, causing everyone to be shocked. This is a secret room. If you want to absorb soul fluid, go inside. As for us, we'll be waiting for you here, Shanling said. Okay. Hearing this, Xiao Yan also sensed the extremely strong soul power below, and immediately nodded slightly to a few people. Then his figure moved, and he said that he had slid into the wooden passage. He entered like this. Wouldn't it be dangerous? Shan Yao seemed to know something and spoke slightly. No, he has soul fluid on him, so nothing will happen. Let's recover first. I think there will be a battle at the top of the desert mountain range. Shan Ling said, her pupils closed, and she slowly adjusted her breath. Shan Yao and Snake Punishment on the side seemed to be hesitant to say anything, but they still followed the class step by step. It's such a terrifying restriction on the soul. Xiao Yan had just entered this passage, and suddenly found that this passage was leading from under the wooden plank of the room where Xiao Yan was just now. A slight flame spread from the depths. Xiao Yan just took a few steps, but he felt that this secret room was not easy. Forget it, according to what the snake torturer said, there shouldn't be any more danger here. I'd better go ahead and break through as soon as possible. The power of the soul at the peak of the Emperor's mortal level is not enough to swallow the holy flame. Xiao Yan couldn't help laughing after finishing speaking. Tick-tock! Xiao Yan walked away from the wooden board in the room, and then walked down step by step. Xiao Yan walked for a few minutes, and suddenly realized that this was a secret room. The scope of the secret room was extremely wide, and the walls were surrounded by some solid stones and some firelights that illuminated the road. Okay, let's go here. Xiao Yan's eyes and soul power spread out in an instant, finding that the secret room was extremely sealed and airtight, and immediately said in a deep voice. This is a good place. Seeing this, Long Yi floated out slightly and said casually in the air. Finally, I can break through the power of the Emperor's mortal level soul. Xiao Yan couldn't help but say something, and then he sat down on a clean floor in the secret room. The power of the Emperor's soul is inseparable from the level of the alchemist. If he can't break through the soul power for a long time, I am afraid that Xiao Yan's second-rank alchemist will be hopeless. Let's set up the soul barrier first. Although those people are good-natured, they have to be defensive. If there is a slight difference, I'm afraid the end will be extremely miserable. Xiao Yan murmured. As soon as the voice fell, A dazzling soul force burst out from Xiaoyan's soul realm, and then frantically ignored the passage that came in. In a short moment, this secret room was controlled by Xiaoyan's soul barrier. Once anyone approached this place, Xiaoyan would immediately know it, and he would also be attacked by soul power. Soul liquid. Xiaoyan took out the exquisite box after all of this last night. The box is extremely beautiful, like a natural artwork, and there is an unattainable feeling between the lines. As expected of an immortal-level pharmacist condensed with all his hard work. Xiaoyan couldn't help laughing. This box of Chenfeng's soul liquid looks very ordinary, but only Xiaoyan knows that the origin of this box is by no means extraordinary, otherwise how could it be able to withstand such a terrifying soul liquid? Crack! Xiaoyan moved his hands and opened the box slightly. The next moment, this box was different from the one outside just now, because this time Xiaoyan wrapped his hands with his soul power, and the transparent and colorless liquid in the box suddenly burst open for a while, causing Xiaoyan to leave. Shocked. Puff puff. Several voices directly caused Xiaoyan's face to bleed slightly. As expected of soul liquid. Xiaoyan was secretly delighted, without any displeasure at all. After all, this is soul liquid, the product of an immortal-level pharmacist. If it doesn't have the slightest power, then Xiaoyan will definitely not believe it. Time is tight, so let's absorb it first. Xiaoyan said to himself in a good mood. Suck it, I'm protecting the law for you, nothing will happen. Long Yi opened his mouth slightly, obviously quite satisfied with this series of Xiaoyan's actions. Xiaoyan heard the words, put the soul liquid in his hand slowly on the ground, and then closed his eyes slightly, trying his best to regulate his breath. Devouring soul liquid is no joke. If something is linked to wrong www.novelmtl.com, it will be wiped out, so Xiaoyan didn't dare to take it lightly, so he had to deal with it in a prosperous manner. Xinya 81 Zhang Wian Wang U, Kai 8, approximately 1 ZS, Co M, Hu Hu. After just a few minutes, Xiaoyan's breath returned to its peak. Soul liquid, wake me up. The next moment, Xiaoyan's pupils suddenly glowed with a look, and then he shouted. With Xiaoyan's explosive drink, the huge soul power in Xiaoyan's soul realm was instantly drawn out by Xiaoyan, and immediately wrapped it away to the soul liquid that was so close at hand. Seemingly sensing the existence of other powers, the soul liquid suddenly trembled strangely, and immediately moved, trying to avoid Xiaoyan's wrap, because once wrapped, it would turn into Xiaoyan's paint. It seems that this senior is really kind-hearted. When Xiaoyan saw this scene, he immediately understood that this soul liquid was the purest, like a newborn baby. This kind of soul liquid is the most excellent, and it is also the best driving force to devour and enhance the power of the soul. I want to see how long you can run. Xiaoyan was not in a hurry, he just sat cross-legged, and then controlled his soul power and kept chasing with the soul liquid. Xiaoyan believed that once the soul liquid was consumed too much, it's time to devour yourself. At this time, the soul liquid in the box had already disappeared without a trace, and there was only a pool of transparent liquid flowing everywhere in the sky. Wherever the soul liquid passes, the space can't help shaking. Ask for tickets. End of this chapter.